Okay, I want to talk about Abraham's family because most people think that the Bible and the Quran tell the same story, but if you actually look at the receipts, there's a massive contradiction in the timeline. Because in one story, it's about family drama over inheritance, and in the other, it's a perfectly timed divine plan where every trial leads to a miracle. And so I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to start with the biblical narrative. Okay, so according to the Bible, Abraham has his first son Ishmael with Hagar when he is 86 years old. And then 14 years later, Sarah miraculously gives birth to Isaac when Abraham is 100. And the trouble starts when Isaac is weaned. Around the age of 3, Sarah gets jealous and demands that Hagar and Ishmael be exiled. Okay, so this is from jealousy, not divine command. Sarah tells them to leave. So according to the math, Ishmael would be 17 years old. Yet in Genesis 21, it says Abraham put the child on Hagar's shoulders, and then she later cast the child under a bush. So my question is, why is a 17-year-old man being carried on his mother's shoulders? And why is he being thrown like a helpless infant? But let me continue, because the biggest divide happens at the great test on Mount Moriah. So according to the Bible in Genesis 22, it explicitly names Isaac as the sacrifice, calling him Abraham's only son, even though we know that Ishmael was the firstborn. So how can Isaac be the only son when we already know Ishmael was the first son? Anyways, in this version, Isaac is already a young man, but he is completely unaware of the plan, and he's asking his father, where is the lamb? And it's only when the knife is raised that the angel stops him. And so this narrative focuses on Isaac as the sole heir of the covenant, effectively completely sidelining Ishmael's role in the divine plan. Now let's go to the Quranic narrative, because this provides a timeline that actually fits the description of the language that we see in the Bible. So here in Surah 14 and 37, Ibrahim takes Hajar and Ismail to the Valley of Mecca by divine command, not jealousy, from the command of God. So also, in this version of the great test of the sacrifice, it happens with the firstborn son, Ishmael, while he is still the only child that Abraham has in this land. So this is really important because this sequence shows that Isaac was not born yet, which makes sense why he's called